Welcome back, this is Goku Sunday VZ, and today is a new best to worst list. It's going to be relatively short, only 5 movies, but this is a franchise, one of my top 10 favorite movie franchises, and that is Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean. Starting off of the 5, in my opinion, the weakest, is the 4th installment to the franchise on Stranger Tides. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually enjoyed this movie. I just feel by far it's the weakest, and I didn't like the pale substitution characters that they had in this specific movie, a replacement, of course, for Will Turner and, of course, Elizabeth. I just felt they were just poor, cheap substitutions. Didn't like it. I still like Johnny Depp in the film as Jack Sparrow, and I actually really liked the casting and the choice they made for the main villain being Blackbeard. I like that in the fact that he had mystical voodoo powers with his ship. That was an interesting aspect, but overall I still feel it's by far the weakest film. Yet strangely it did the most money of the whole franchise. Coming in next at number 4 is the most recent film in this series, and that is coming at number 4, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, which actually quite a bit liked the villain, but I liked more character development for the character Barbosa. That's what really got me to actually end up liking this movie, and the post-credits scene to this movie is by far the best post-credit scene, because fun fact, there's post-credit scenes in all 5 movies. So if you never watch the ending scene after, most time it's for laughs, but this one had like really opened up stuff for a possible 6th film, and I'm furious Disney has ceased that. They wanted to try and make apparently a reimagining of the franchise, rebooting it, but from the backlash of the fan base, like me and many others, they decided to put on hiatus. Personally, I feel they needed to make a 6th and final film. That way it would end with 2 trilogies. But whatever. Still, thoroughly enjoyed this film. It was great fun popcorn flick. Loved a lot of the special effects in the film, was a lot of fun, and the villain was quite entertaining as well. I loved the effect, the way it made him look like he was underwater on land. It was a cool effect. Coming at number 3, very controversial, unpopular opinion for me personally, at number 3 is Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. Personally, I feel it's in the middle, but that's just me. Most people overwhelmingly feel this is the best film, especially critics and everyone. And don't get me wrong, I understand it is a great fun experience, but and Barbosa was a great main antagonist, but still I didn't like it overall as much as these other two. Coming in at number 2 is Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. Dead Man's Chest was a great sequel, I felt. Very superior and a great introduction to, in my opinion, the best villain of the whole franchise. And that is Davy Jones, which I loved getting to fight Davy Jones in Kingdom Hearts 3. It was a lot of fun. But Davy Jones is easily, in my opinion, top 10, maybe, if not top 5 best movie villains in the past decade. That's my own personal opinion. I just love Davy Jones. I think he's by far the best villain in the franchise, hands down. And that's why I enjoyed the two-parter of that first trilogy. But yeah, I love this movie for many elements and stuff. Plus, getting to see the Kraken was pretty awesome. Some people probably have this as the worst in the series. I personally loved the great action set pieces in this film. Plus, at the beginning, to see Jack Sparrow stuck in Davy Jones' locker. I loved that, in all honesty, which is one of the cool things about Pirates World. in Kingdom Hearts 3 that you start out there. I really enjoy it. Yeah, Johnny Depp went really over the top in the film, but I personally enjoyed it. But to be fair, I'm biased because I'm a big Uber Johnny Depp fan. So, with that said, in my opinion, this is the best in the franchise, or at least for me personally, keep in mind. But I'm sure there's plenty of people that disagree with that, and that's fine. To each their own. But this comes at number one, especially for the epic sword fights at the end with between Jack Sparrow and Davy Jones. It was just so great. The ending was epic, and I loved also the whole idea of Calypso and other elements. It's just in general a really fun action film, and I honestly highly recommend to people. Though I recommend you watch Dead Man's Chest before this because both movies go together. It's really two parts of the same coin, in all honesty. With that said, this is Goku Sun DBC, getting ready to sign out, and this was, in my opinion, the worst to best of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. Leave a comment. Let me know what is your personal favorite of the Pirates films. Also, what in your opinion is the best movie franchise of all time. I'll see everyone next time. Same YouTube time, same YouTube channel.